Hello guys, welcome back. BB28 episode 23 recap, and this one's a doozy. There's actually no reason why it is. I mean, it's an interesting episode, but overall, I just wanted to say that line because we don't really say doozy over here. So, obviously, subscribe to the channel if you want to get a recap after every episode. And frankly, if you didn't watch tonight's episode, I don't blame you because, I get on with the person I was watching with on their stream, and I'm expecting Big Brother's on. My favorite TV show is going to be on. Oh no. Big Brother Unlocked first. So they show 6 minutes of Big Brother. And then they go, actually, Big Brother Unlocked. Jerry O'Connell, Taylor Hale, which, Derek Lavassa, But still, I don't want to hear them talk for an hour. Big Brother Unlocked, this is going to be a little rant, should be, extra viewing that you can do. And to force you to watch it is so weird. It's like, people are so desperate for people to watch Unlocked, and I'm sure there's moments that are fun in it. Danielle Reyes, she kind of tanked her rep after Traitors, but she is a Big Brother player where if people want to hear from Danielle Reyes, yeah, sure, they might want to watch Unlocked. I just don't care. There's going to be better content in Rob Has a Podcast and in some feed recaps as well. You get Taryn's and obviously TV Talks with Tom, people like that. As much as it's a better high quality production, it's not really something that people really care about because they don't really go in on some detailed live feed stuff like a live feed analyst will do. It's something that I can't do, but those guys are crazy at it. And they don't do it because that's not what people care about who are the casual viewers. They just want to see people talk about it. But if they're a casual viewer, if casual viewers are watching Big Brother Unlocked, cool. Let them watch it. Don't make me. Sorry. Anyway, I didn't watch it. So if something got shown on Unlocked and you guys want me to talk about it, I didn't watch it. But comment down below if there's anything you want to get me to discuss in the next episode about what happened on Unlocked, because I didn't watch it, as I just said. But anyway, so we go into the actual episode. After that, the 6 minutes from before the Unlocked was the main thing was Lala was mad about what was going on and stuff, and her being blindsided, which I do feel for Lala a little bit because she's been left out for kind of dumb reasons because she is an asset. We know she can win comps. She only won one so far, but it was a head household of the wall. It's a very physical comp, arguably the most physically demanding comp so far. So I wouldn't slack on Lala. I think that's someone you could use, even though I think on a strategic level she's bad. That's probably a good ally to have. As bad as she is strategically, she seems very loyal. She also is kind of dumb. So, from a strategic perspective, as a person, she seems cool as a person. But, yeah. So, we end up going into the head household comp. It's the balance beam, where they press the buttons, they go across. And I always think, I'll be so bad at this comp. But we go in, and I believe we start off with Haley goes first, and she gets about a minute. She gets a minute, and Haley just going this. I think to a degree, this comp seemed kind of hard. Nobody did that good. The person that ends up winning doesn't even do that good. So Drew beats Haley's with, I believe, 59 seconds, slightly shorter, and then Dee comes in a few people later and gets the winning score, which it's 50 seconds, which doesn't feel like the best score ever. She actually does quite a weird route, but she ends up winning. And 50 seconds, yeah, that didn't seem that good on this comp, but this is not really a comp-based cast, I don't think. I think Camu was a comp-based, I think Yash is a comp-based, I think Dee's a comp-based. I don't know, though. Rick Evans had a full power week in week 2. We're not... This isn't the epitome of athleticism. So we go out of that, and Dee is straight on Taylor, Lala. Those two noms really don't get debated this episode. The third nom is interesting. So Yash is someone that just put up Dee and Angela, but she also hasn't trusted Drew this whole game, which the distrust of Drew is always so weird to me. Because he does kind of have a Vince vibe of all the sneaking around and stuff, and does have very similar kind of body language and a voice and a look to Dang Giesling, but he is actually a pretty loyal player to the crossover group. He's very clearly with the vets, and so I don't really understand that. Also, someone else wanted to point out about the comp. Barrett was so egregiously throwing that comp. Like, I know he says it in DR, but like, even like just watching the comp, it's like, what is he doing? Like, he actually would piss me off. If I was there and I like liked Barrett, didn't like D, I would be pissed off because you see his ass. I think Barrett is playing a good game. I think he is like in a very good spot, but he's not setting himself up for endgame. He really is like going ride or die with a side that will probably cut him when they don't need him anymore. And it's a shame because I think Barrett has really good potential socially. Physically, he's got second in like 5 comps in a row at this point. He's doing very good physically. And it's just a shame because I don't think he's using that at all. And maybe he has a plan. Maybe he's saying his plan in DRs and we're not seeing those exact DRs. But I just wish that we kind of had more of a vision for that, because I think Barrett is going to be someone that's in the deep game, and I feel like a lot of people are getting focused on the people that have gone or people that are going to go soon because they're playing some messy games. So we get Barrett throwing that, and yes, so the norms, back to the norms. It's Yash or Drew are kind of these people that are distrusted, but Taylor isn't who I'm talking about. I'm talking about D. D, Angela and Devons are in the room with Yash, and Dee pulls out the coin again. She has the 5k bribe, and she bribes Yash into not nominating Devons, Angela, and her in Yash's next head of household. And I hate this. I think this is awful. This is such an over-the-top use of the power. I think the whole single game act thing is so weird because it's so vague and it's so like up to production what a single game act is. Is not nominating 3 people a single game act, or is that controlling someone's entire head of household? Because it feels like it is. And I really don't like that. Because it's the least fun part of it is D isn't officially head of household if Yashwin's head of household. So he's still head of household, but he has like no choice. So that whole week, it would be just blatantly obvious what's going to happen. So hopefully Yash goes soon, but he probably can. And like, okay, if it was like, okay, if you win head of household next week, okay, that's a single game, right? That's for next week. Yash can only win head of household next at final 10. And then he can't win it at 9. So at the earliest he can nominate them is final 8. Any of them. Like, what? That's awful. It's really bad. And like, that's not a single game act. That, in my opinion, I get you can spin it of like his nominations, but that's 3 people he can't nominate in that week. No renom, no original noms, and it's 3 of them. What are we doing? Like, what is this power? It's bad. It's bad. It's bad. And I think this week has been awful for the allegations of riggery for the vets. And there's another reason I say that, and that's going to come up soon in the discussion of the other power. So we have this, and Yash accepts his bribe, and he says, Barrett and Drew were the ones that threw out your name, D, and yours, Angela. Which I do actually respect Yash for just blatantly lying, because, hey, you go for that, King. I think it's fine, but for them to just buy it immediately is crazy. Like, they were just like, oh, Drew. Like, if they hit the slightest thing, I actually loved Yash's Diaz. He was like, yeah, I lied. Remind me of that little Tekka Genius video. But yeah, this was just like confirmation bias. Is that the right thing? I should have. So I should make some more notes about certain comments before I make them. So yes, we go in now to. They have a talk with Drew, and they don't trust Drew. They're like, you're moving weaselly, and Drew doesn't really deny it as much as he should, because Drew has been loyal. Yes, is he moving a little sneaky? Of course, but he's also been loyal to the crossover side and the vets. But whatever. Anyway, we then see Drew actually gets a power, which, well, he gets the vote. He gets the vote of America's time capsule. So he goes into the DR, he goes into the time capsule, he spins, 6 power, 6 punishments, which now it is only, I believe, 3 punishments, 4 powers, yes. And, Rick Devens, well, I'll say, Drew gets a power. So let's think of the previous powers. Rick Devens got the Diamond Power Veto, very powerful power, only really usually contested by the coup d'etat for most powerful powers, which obviously is more powerful, but still, way too powerful. Diamond Power Veto, still too powerful, but then D got the bribe, which she had just used to ensure safety with someone for a whole trio until final 8. We're currently at the final 11, by the way. So then we go into Drew's. What does Drew get? Drew gets the Never Not Pass. And listen, I knew he got this from feeds. I was hoping it was a lie because this is so cartoonishly bad. Have-nots are like hardly a thing anymore. Even just in general for a season, have-nots are so minuscule. And if they are shown on the show, it's like in week 1, maybe week 2, and they might show them being picked. They won't get a have-not segment typically. But the Never Not Pass, so Drew can't be a have-not. Like, okay, if this was like week 2 when Devon's got his power, okay. No, when Angela went in the tank, which was week 2. Okay, I guess I get it, but still it's goofy. What is this? What is going on? Like, this is ridiculous. There's no way that power was up for grabs for Rick Devens or D. There's no way. And I've seen some discussions about the season being rigged for the vets as is, and whether it is or isn't is neither here nor there, is your opinion. This is insane. They Never Not Pass. You do 6 powers from Big Brother history. You put the Diamond Power Veto in there. You put a bribe in there. The Never Not Pass. Okay. I don't know what we're doing here, but it's interesting. So Drew comes out and he tells Dee about it, and I do like his narrative. He goes with the like, they voted for all our side, they want us together. And I mean, it's actually a pretty good pitch because he actually used the power to do anything. And I think if he bluffed the power but didn't say what it was, it would also just feel like a threat. And it would feel like he actually want to work with Dee or want to try with that. And so, yeah, it doesn't do a lot. I think it was a more important power. It could have. But yeah, Drew ends up getting put up alongside Lala and Taylor, which we're not really debated. And we had this immediate kind of like confrontation of Taylor's like, who said this? Who said that? Which I'm not going to go into right now because it was cut off as a cliffhanger. But we'll see what happens. Got some drama coming up. They love these nomination table fights this season. But one comment I will say is Taylor was like, how was I saying that if I was in the shower? Because Drew said, like, when you were getting out the shower. And then Taylor's like, how was I saying it if I was in the shower? Like, it was such a bad argument. And also, the people that are getting targeted by the vets are just eating each other. And it's bad. It's bad. Like, and the thing is with this season is I actually enjoyed watching Paul on Big Brother 19, a dominant game, which Paul was in this episode. I honestly forgot about that, but that was cool to see. Paul is someone I love. But I think Paul's game is entertaining in a way. I'll say in a way, because I know people don't enjoy the dominance of it or the way that Paul's tactics were. I understand that 100%. But at least it was one person. It was someone that could easily be sniped out and the game could have changed every week. This is a unit, and now it's got a 4th person of that tied-in unit with Yash as well as the vets. And even then, Barrett is so tied to them. Drew's loyal to them. And the newbies, in terms of the FAPs, are loyal in general, are FAPs. So yeah, I don't know. But hey, that's it for today. I hope you guys had fun watching the episode. If you didn't watch the episode, I hope you had fun watching this recap. And I'll see you all in the next one, hopefully. Goodbye.